Awesome, guys. I am back. I want to make sure that my content or my voice is not cracking. So I'm going to wait for some people to get on. We are going to talk about the Idaho 4 today. We are going to go over the crime scene and we are going to go over Ethan and Xana's room. And that's what I promised you, and I'm going to deliver. I will tell you guys it's going to be pretty brutal and very, very graphic. So if you don't want to see anything that graphic, then this is probably not going to be something you want to look at. The crime scene itself, and I've already done a video on Maddie and Kaylee's room, and that was pretty brutal. Much better. Good. Yay. Awesome. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get into it. Let me adjust something real quick while I have you on here. So give me a second. There we go. Okay, perfect. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and start going through the crime scene photos. If you were joining me, as long as my audio sounds good, guys, I'm going to go. I had to restart everything and get it back going. So as you can see, now Xana had Ethan's phone on the floor. Okay. And oh my God, sorry. I'm on live YouTube. Hi, I'm live on YouTube. And so as you can see, this cell phone right here is Xana's phone. So it's kind of an off-white pinkish color. So Xana had Ethan's phone and Ethan had her phone. Now she may have been using it to use the TikTok. Remember, there was noises. You know, they heard music and stuff like that. Of course, Xana was on TikTok at 4:12 a.m. So maybe she was using Ethan's phone. But we're going to get into some more photos, guys, and kind of show this carnage, guys. And like I said, viewer discretion. Okay. This is Xana's phone that was found on the bed with Ethan. Okay. My whole family wants to call when I'm live. It doesn't matter what I'm doing. There's another photo of it. And we're going to actually see behind the bed. They're going to pull the bed out where Ethan was laying. Now, this is brutal, guys. My God. The crime scene here is just absolutely horrific. Now, here is where my cursor is. If you can see that, that is where Xana was laying right here. Now, what I do notice right here, as she's fighting for her life, y'all, you can see right here. Whoops, let me get it back over here. Right here is where her butt hit the floor. Okay. So as you can remember, she had on a thong. She did not have pants on. So you get the imprint of her bottom hitting the floor. Okay. And she ended up laying like in this area. I did get the photo. It was horrific. But really, when you saw her in the photo, at first she kind of looked like a pile of clothes. She did, until you really looked. And then you're like, oh my gosh, they just uploaded a photo of one of the victims, you know? So, yeah, I wanted to be very careful. As you can see right here, there was a brutal fight. Xana was barefoot. There was blood on the bottom of her feet. So she was barefoot and she was over here by the bed trying to get to Ethan, trying to get help. And you can see it in this photo, the struggle and how she hit the floor. And yeah, it was awful, horrible. So we'll get into that. They have some of the stuff redacted now, and you can see, but they didn't have it redacted in the other photo, which is wild to me. How's my audio, guys? Is it still clear? Let me know in the chat. And it looks like somebody is standing there with their shoes on over there. Horrific. Okay, so now this is a far back view of the scene. And as you can see, my personal thoughts, I originally thought Xana was laying in front of the front door, or in front of the door to her room. I mean, that's the way we've all been led to believe. But now that we're looking at the crime scene photo, we can tell a different story because she was laying right here. So could Dylan have, saw her? Yes, she could have. Remember, there was lights on the wall. So it kind of illuminated this portion back here. As you can see, when we get into the other photos, y'all, we're going to see that, the brutality of it, the blood over here by the mirror. You're going to see where she tried to get up by grabbing the seat. You can see all of that. You can see the brutality behind the bed where Ethan was laying. Okay, so we're going to get this and go through it. Here's another photo of the bed, and you can see Ethan may still be in the bed. I'm not for sure. He was pretty tall, so maybe they just didn't want to show, the blood in the bed per se. But as you can see back here is where the battle was, and Xana was battling right here. This is all 100% Xana. Ethan was in the bed. Okay. Now, I'm going to show you too, there seems to appear to be stab wounds in the side of the bed. So, and it looks like someone's head has hit the wall, which is possible. Xana trying to fight, trying to get up. Xana was brutally fighting this guy, right? I mean, could you imagine? My God, how dark it was, and then her having to go through all that. Then you're going to start to see the blood and stuff over in this area as well. And then there is maybe she tried to grab this with her hand, trying to pull herself up. I mean, that's what I see. But, a lot of content creators are saying, oh, she was trying to write something on that. However, I mean, she was in the attack of her life. She was being brutally attacked. So I highly doubt she was going to have time to try to write something on a nightstand. I mean, I don't know. What are your thoughts? Drop it in the chat. That picture was mostly redacted. So now, as you can see here, you can kind of see this is where, Ethan's head would have been. So, of course, when his carotid artery and all the stuff was attacked, or his artery, subclavian artery was attacked here, it just went towards the wall and went down below. And that's what we saw, coming out the house. So the outside of the house, but you can see the brutal attack was all through here. And this is going into Xana's room. Let me get this out of the way. Oh, get my face out of the way. Sorry about that, guys. I'm going to get better. I'm going to get better. So you deserve better. I'm working on it. I'm going to get better. So as you go into Xana's room, you can see that the fight was over here. The rug was moved. And Xana was laying in this area right here. Okay, right in there. So could Dylan have saw her laying there? It's possible. Yeah, it is possible. But like I said, when I first saw the photo of Xana laying on the floor, after she was attacked and post-mortem, I thought it was a pile of clothes. I really did. I thought it was a pile of clothes until I really looked, and I was like, oh my God, that's not clothes. That's actually her. And I don't know if anybody has ever saw that photo, but it is awful. Okay. You could tell that poor girl. I mean, these poor kids, I mean, this was nothing but brutal. Now, I don't know how y'all feel about it, but I've kind of felt like, in the beginning, I felt like Brian did this all by himself. But guys, I'm starting to wonder. I mean, this was like 11 to 12 minutes getting into the house, going up to Kaylee and Maddie's room, attacking them. That was brutal. And then chasing after Xana, going into her room, attacking her and Ethan. It kind of makes you think, I don't know. I'm not going to say he didn't do it by himself, but I'm definitely not going to say he did. Because at this point, I don't know. And I never thought I would hear myself say that. But when we didn't have the crime scene photos at that time. We didn't have all of this information at that time. So we just had to go on our best guess, right? Now, as you're going into Xana's room, I mean, it looks like that is a swipe of whether it is clothes or a glove or something has swiped that wall. There was an attack before Xana got in her room. I feel like totally, the blood was carried down either from, Kaylee and Maddie off the weapon, but there is a swipe of blood there as well going into the room. And you can see it. It's pretty damn big. That's pretty big, y'all. You know what I mean? Guys, also, if you are not subscribed, make sure to subscribe to the channel. I've got my new audio equipment and I'm ready to go. So I'm going to be making a lot of content for y'all and we're going to be going live a lot. Going to be talking about a lot of things, not just crime, but we're going to be talking about some conspiracies that's going on out there. I am a Team Candace kind of person. So I'm really wanting to get into this Candace thing that she's doing right now. So if that is something that you're into, make sure to subscribe. Also, make sure to like the video just so I can, YouTube likes, okay? As you are coming in the door, seeing Xana's room, there is a lot of blood spatter by the closet. And how many of y'all thought that the closet was on the other side of the door? Like this whole time? I had no idea until I saw these photos that it was on the right side. I don't know why when we get these things, we always think, and it seems to be total opposite of what our mind's eye saw. You know what I mean? So I always thought it was going to be on the left side and it's not. So get this, guys, as Hunter is coming in to check on the unconscious person, he is in the room. You know where Xana's body is. So he's over her looking, doesn't check on Ethan, goes out, afraid that somebody is still in that closet, which is literally right behind him. And so if there had been somebody in the closet, he would have been dead, okay? He would have been attacked right there. Why then did he just choose to go in there, grab a knife from the kitchen, and come back to check the closet? That doesn't make sense to me now that I know where the closet is. Y'all know what I'm talking about, or is it just me? I don't know. Drop your thoughts in the comments section, guys. I mean, the whole attack was brutal. That is the light switch going into Xana's room, probably the closet light. And it reached all the way over there. I mean, these kids, guys. Can you guys still hear me okay? Let me know in the chat if you guys can hear me. What do you mean? I don't know. I feel, I'm not going to say I don't believe him. I'm just saying that's odd to me. To me, that's odd. I mean, you're already in there. If you're looking at Xana, you don't go check on Ethan. The closet is literally right behind you. Wouldn't you check while you were in there? I mean, I don't know. Just going all the way to the kitchen to get a knife, coming all the way back to check the closet that you were just standing there. I mean, does that make sense? I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I'm thinking too much. I'm overthinking. Who knows? But as you can see, guys, I want you to look at this. Look in this area right here. See where the attack happened. Xana was trying to get to that bed. It had to have been her. There are stab marks in the mattress through the sheet, and you can see them clear as day right there. Okay. Y'all see that? That is crazy to me. Absolutely crazy. And you can see, look at that. It's just brutal. So, wow. Okay, so let's go to the next video or photo. That is where Ethan was, okay? I am going to get better. I haven't been on YouTube for quite a while, so I'm proud of myself for getting it going, but dang, dude, I want to be better. So, but it'll get better. Years in, and I honestly don't know who to believe. You know, Carol, I don't know who to believe either. Honestly, I don't. I mean, there's just been so many conspiracies about this case. There's been so many narratives, and all I know is 4 kids, 4 college students died the most horrible way possible. I mean, just think about it. At night, at 4 o'clock in the morning, it was pitch black, you know, and they were killed by the boogeyman. So I don't know. I don't think he did it by himself. I just don't. Let's see, as you can see, the blood spatter. Okay. And I promised y'all I was going to do this video, you know, showing Ethan and Xana's room. And I just, you know, I had different feelings about doing this because you know, the parents came out, Kaylee's parents came out and were not happy about these being released. So I kind of was fighting with myself on whether or not to do this. But, you know, here I am. So I'm going to try to get myself out of the way so you can see the betrayal. And again, you can see the puncture marks in the side of the bed. Y'all see that? That is crazy. And right here, it looks like maybe somebody's head hit the wall. Something hit the wall. Could have been a knee. It could have been an elbow. It could have been, you know, something, but I feel like it was part of Xana's body that hit this wall. But she was in a brutal fight. Brutal. And it's all over. You can see it. So, yeah. So let's go to the next photo. And see, that's what I'm talking about. Right here, you can get a really good shot of the bed that was stabbed. You know, I feel like she was trying to get to Ethan, okay? And he was making sure she didn't. And it looks like there's another stab wound up here as well. So something hit the side of the wall here. And like I said, I don't know if it was an elbow. I mean, if it was a head, you'd think it would be bigger, but something hit that right there. And there's splatter all the way around it. And it's even dripping down here. So even on the under part of the bed and the mattress, guys, let me move this so you can see it better. But look at that. You know what I mean? That is awful. Now, what does that look like to you? I mean, it looks like hair, like a hair mark. So her head may have, a portion of her head may have hit the wall, because that does look like where hair would have hit, right? What do y'all think? Drop it in the chat, guys. Let me know. That's what it appears like to me, right beside the bed. And then now they're measuring it to see how big that was. So it was about 2 inches, 2.5 of splatter on there. The minutes of these poor people's lives were absolutely horrific. Absolutely horrific. And I'm telling you, I believe totally that Brian was involved. No way in shape or form do I believe he was not involved. He was involved. There's too much evidence for him not to have been involved. But as you get a little closer, guys, you see this. It does look like hair markings. So I believe that maybe she hit her head. I don't know what, you know, y'all think, but that's what I think. That's what it looks like and appears like to me. And this is brutal. So as you can see, guys, she is trying to pick herself up She is fighting like hell. She's being attacked. Uh, she's being attacked so hard in this with the knife on the bed and all this stuff. And then under the bed, against the wall is pretty bad too. But as you can see, all of this, and the blood is different colors. I don't know if you've noticed, but this is really dark. And this is not, it's more red instead of dark. So that's kind of odd to me. I mean, what do you guys make of that? Okay. And like I said, guys, some of these pictures might be brutal to you. You might not want to see them. But as you can see, the blood on, you can see the blood right here. And a lot of people are saying that she wrote something over here on this, but I honestly believe she was trying to pull herself up. She was trying to stand up. I mean, just by looking at the photos. And you can see the brutal fight where she's doing everything she could to get up. And we remember hearing on the audio, guys, you know, where they had the ring camera footage from 1112 King Road. Around 4:17 a.m. is when we heard a thump. We heard her scream, "Ethan, help me." So right then and there is when that battle was going on around 4:17. Because we could clearly hear it. And how in the hell did Dylan and them not hear this? That's what I don't understand. I'm going to move my face over to here so you can see more of the scene. And as you see, guys, I mean, like these are her butt prints where she fell on her bottom. And it looks like there's other butt print over here. So she was frantically trying to get up. And you can see the marks from her feet. And there was blood on her feet. So she was vertical, guys, when she was being attacked. She was standing up. And her wounds, guys, were like 67 wounds. So she had wounds not only to the front of her, but she had, you know, wounds to the back of her. So she is in motion. She is moving. She is trying to get away from this psycho. And that's the carnage that is left behind. But she was laying right in this area, guys. You know, I have the photo, but I can't show it on here. But she was laying like right up in here. Mm-hmm. So yeah, so sad. And you can see like the Taco Bell seasonings, the stuff like that are on here. There was 2 different types of food that looked like Taco Bell and Jack in the Box. Now, I here's what I want to know, and I don't know what any of y'all think about this, but what is this circle? This was under her body. This is going to be where, you know, because she was stabbed in the back, y'all. Okay, she was stabbed in the back. And this does look like bottom prints to me. And remember, all she had on was a thong and a gray shirt. She had no socks on. You can see one of the French fries. You can see the Taco Bell. I don't know if that's the Taco Bell bag or what, but kind of looks like it, or a wrapper or something. That's what it appears like to me. And there's one of her shirts that she wore in her video, remember? But yeah, these circular spots are really odd to me. I don't know what that is. Y'all have any suggestions? Drop it in the chat. I don't know what that is. And as you can see the circles, and look at that, like a perfect circle, whether like that's where her body was laying. So could it have been a shoe print that would have had to been put there before she fell? I don't know what that is. Could it have been her heel print as she's fighting? It's possible. It may have been her heel. I'm not really for sure. I don't know. I can't quite figure it out. It looks like there's darker blood here, so it looks like more blood came out here than in other areas. And there's another view of it. And you can see, let me move my, you can see those little circles here too. There's like, there was 3 of them. I mean, look at that. Like, what is that? I don't know, guys. That might be a heel. I don't know. What do you guys think? And they ended up taking, and as you can remember when we first saw the crime scene, and we didn't get all these graphic photos or anything, but they had the mirror blacked out because she was right in view. She was right here. So if they hadn't have blacked that out, you would have seen her body. And then you can see that the attack was over here. The chair is right here. There's blood on the pillow. So she's fighting. She's trying to get out. Just so horrible. And there's another photo of, the blood that was beside the mirror and even on the mirror. Right over here. It was brutal. Absolutely brutal. And it kind of makes me wonder, I mean, was it really just him? Did he have help? Did he have, I mean, look at that. Have y'all saw these photos before? I mean, look at the spray. And even over here, I mean, what is that? Like, and guys, if you see anything that I've missed, make sure to comment and let me know. Now, this is the seat, and I'm going to move my photo so you can see it. Sorry. As you can see, this is the rug. There's the Taco Bell. This is the chair that's right by the mirror. So that would have been what she possibly was trying to grab a hold of. And again, you see where she was trying to pull herself up. That's exactly what that looks like to me. It looks like she was trying to pull herself up from this brutal attack. You can even see blood on the shoes. I mean, this was her little outfit. I don't remember if you remember watching her in that video where she's introducing herself and she's, really cute. It looked like she had that outfit on. See, to me, that looks like a grab mark, like she's trying to grab it to pull herself up. Maybe she had her hand on that and her hand on the chair and trying to lift herself up. She had been stabbed. She'd had, a lung wound. She had back stabbings and everything going on. So she was, at that point fighting for her life to get up. That's just what that looks like to me. I mean, I don't know. Y'all may think differently, but that's exactly what that looks like to me. Now, this is the door going into the room, and as you can see, there's blood just pouring down. So was Xana attacked at the door? Possibly. Was she attacked before? And it looks like, I mean, there's blood all over this pillow, all over this right here, this bag. I mean, it's covered. And as you can see, there's not a lot of space in this room. There's really not. So that battleground that they were on was close. They were like, they couldn't get away, just like Kaylee couldn't get away. She was boxed in. And that's exactly what she was. But I believe that she was attacked here at the door or right before the door. I mean, that is my thoughts. I mean, he was after her, obviously. And people are like, well, I don't think he chased her. Well, I don't care what you believe. I believe he did. Because, you know, I mean, he's not just going to Michael Myers walk down the freaking stairs after her. So, and this you can see, yeah, there was an attack. The attack started before they got in the room. You can see it. It's all over. It just makes me so damn mad. I mean, it's just so horrible. Now, this is at the foot of the bed. You can see the food here. You're going to get a closer look about this. So there was, look at the blood all over here. So the attack started before the room, obviously. But you can see the blood prints around here, and then you can see the blood on, and there's different kinds of food, guys. That looks like a sleep mask. That looks like a sleep mask. It is. Okay. Then you can see the blood there again. I don't know. I'm going to try to get to a different photo. I know that, and this is her desk, where she was, like, near it. She was struck. I mean, can you imagine the police officer that came to the scene? He's their age. He had to find their bodies. He's their age. I mean, look at this. Absolutely brutal. And that's with the lights on. And you can see, let's move this down so you can actually see the stab in the mattress. Y'all see that at the top right here? So, yeah. It was brutal. And sometimes I think that, you know, okay, so the suitcase was under the bed, but I want you to look at something. So I'm going to make this, let me see if I can make this bigger. Look at the blood right here on the bed in a downward motion or upward motion. There's even blood on the suitcase under the bed. My gosh. You know what I mean? I think it was coming out of the bathroom to her room. You think, oh, she was trapped for sure. It is. It's heartbreaking, y'all. But look at that. And then let's go. I want to make sure that you get, I don't know why that the screen is not full screen, but it wears me out. Okay. So we're going to try to do the best we can with what we have. Okay. So let's go to another photo and see what other photos we can get. Okay. Sorry. Let me fix this. Okay, so this is the bed frame. Under here is where Ethan was attacked. And you can see some of the damage here. Okay. Let me fix this. Try to make it to where you guys can see more of it. There we go. Okay, so you can see kind of where the attack happened right over in this area. And that's where the blood was running outside of the house. Now the bed has been pulled back. And you can see exactly where, you know, Ethan was. He was over in this area. You can see that it hit the side of the bed. The blood is darker in this area. And then the only reason why you have the drag mark right here is because this item is being pulled as the bed is being moved out. So that wasn't something like a body or something being drug underneath the bed. That's not it. That's just the item under the bed. And then you can see it on the wall. Now look at the two different color blood. Can y'all see that? You see the really dark here that came from his neck. And then you see this, which is bright red. That's odd to me. I mean, I know there's probably a scientific reason, but I don't know what that would be. Now, let's go down here. So you can see the brutality of over here on this side of the bed where Ethan was struck multiple times, saturated the pillow, dragging something underneath, and then, yeah. I don't know why they're blurting it out or redacting it, because hell, we see everything else. I don't know why they're doing that, but they are. But yeah, it would have been really quick, honestly, for Ethan. I think that hopefully he didn't suffer like too much. But you get a better look at it now. Okay. You get a better look and you can kind of see the area. And this looks like a footprint to me. I don't know about you, but that's what that looks like to me. It kind of looks like a footprint. What do you guys think? In this area? Maybe it's not, but kind of looks that way. But yeah, that's why we got that from the outside of the house. And then that is the mirror that was next to Xana. That is just looks like photos that they've redacted. Again, photos. More. Now, you're going to get a view too of going into Xana's room from the hallway, but right now they have the bed moved out, so we would have to go back and look at the other picture before anything was touched to actually see what, and if they would unblur it, we could actually see what Dylan saw. Okay. Yeah. Now you got to understand too, people were like, well, he couldn't have ran around there after her. Bullshit. Absolutely he could. These cups are down. You know, when if they're empty and somebody running past them, the wind is going to hit them and they're going to knock them down, which is what happened. That's why, you know, closer to this door here, the cups were on the floor. They were falling over because that's where they ran. They ran right through here. And Xana was up there. So Xana was up there checking on her friends because I believe she heard a noise. And see, like the view, like this is where Dylan would have been, like up a little closer, but she would have been in this area. So it is possible that she saw Xana on the floor and recognized that she was on the floor. But the way Xana looked in the photo that I have of her body, she just looks like a pile of clothes. I will be real. That's what it looks like to me. It looks like a pile of clothes. Until you really look at it and you're like, oh my God, that's not clothes. You know, so, and it was just the way her shirt was. You can actually see 2 cuts on her arm where this sleeve was, you know, attacked twice in that area. Sorry, we've all had the flu, guys. So I probably sound like crap right now. Now the brutality, and okay, right, like here's perfect. So Xana would have been over here in this area. Her head would have been right in here. So Dylan would not have seen her head. She would have saw her legs. Okay. So, because remember, the bed was pushed back. The suitcase right here was under the bed. So this would have just been Xana. Okay. And you would have been able to see her. But she wouldn't have, you know, saw her head. She would have seen her legs. And there's another view as well. But remember, Dylan didn't say she was that close. She was at the stairs. And you got to understand that even right here in this area, it looks like just a pile of stuff, right? It does. It looks like a pile of stuff. And, you know, if a body was in there, it would be hard to see unless you were actually looking for it. And you see that there were lights. So this area was illuminated. And she may have seen Xana's head. I don't know. She may have saw it. I don't know. Because they've moved stuff around. And that is after they moved the bed out of that area. And you can kind of see, I don't know what they're redacting here unless it's just the blood. But you can see the brutality was over here too. I mean, here's another photo. Just terrible. Now they have it looks like the room's really small, but they actually have the bed moved over like to where the mirror and stuff is. And they've moved everything away from how the original crime scene was. I mean, look at the black stuff coming out of that vent right there. My goodness. And that was at the end where the fridge is and stuff. But there was still blood over here. Remember, this guy's was right. Let me move my face. Right over here was saturated. Absolutely saturated. And that's looking from Xana's room into the living room. And see, Xana did have her plate, as you can see right here. She did have her plate of food that she was eating right before she was attacked. So I know that she did grab a plate from the kitchen. And there it is. And you can see move my face. And you can see in the closet. I just wanted you guys to see the brutality of what those kids went through that night or that morning. I mean, it was, and as you can see too, one thing that I do want you guys to notice is this house is not that large. I mean, it's complicated. It's like a puzzle, but you can see that you're going to hear. I mean, if somebody is in, like especially Xana in there fighting for her life, being stabbed 67 times, my God, can you not hear that? Even with a fan on, you could hear that. The neighbors' Ring camera heard that. Do you know what I'm saying? Something's off to me. And I don't like to dig and dive into conspiracies all the time, but something is off. Something is off with this case. It got settled way too quick. Way too quick. You know what I mean? I can't be the only one that thinks that way. But I appreciate you guys looking at the videos with me and joining me on this channel. And like I said, it's going to get better, guys. So if you are not subscribed, make sure to subscribe. And please, if you can, just go up there and just tap on it and click on the video and like it. That'll help me get out there a little more. And now this is after the fact, guys. All the black stuff is where they have, you know, sprayed their stuff on it, and they've taped off the walls and stuff. So this is the crime scene after the bodies have been removed and the evidence has been removed for the most part. Just horrible. I'm glad they did tear the house down. I'm glad they did. And there are probably going to be more photos that I'm going to want to do, go on here and talk about. So make sure to subscribe, guys, if you're not. Also, if you are interested in the CK case, the Charlie Kirk, like I said, I'm wanting to go down that rabbit hole pretty bad. There's some things that I want to bring out, and but that looks like that is going to be all of it for right now, guys. Thank you guys for joining me. Sorry to show you those brutal photos. It was awful. But if you have not subscribed, guys, make sure to subscribe, and I will get back on here. I'm going to try to go live once a day, and I'm going to during the week, Monday through Friday. And then I'm going to be also uploading some videos for you. Random crime. I know that there was a huge, a new documentary about the killer, Wade Wilson. I don't know if you've had a chance to watch that documentary, but it's really good. Really good. And I would suggest you do that if you're into that kind of stuff. But I definitely want to get into some more crime cases and actually do videos and get online and discuss them. Okay. So